Well, that response to Omni Viewr took me a while, but I think I did alright. Let's have a look at... Oh, he's made a response to someone else. Let's take a look at his video. Another well thought through video by Omni Viewr discussing interesting creative points. Out of interest, let's have a look at the video he was responding to.
The monsters in A Quiet Place, Cloverfield, the Mutos from Godzilla, the creatures from The Host, and a bevy of other things that go bump in the night all share a common visual vocabulary.
Nerdtalgic released a video called The One Problem with Modern Monsters in Film and TV. I got to exactly 1 minute and 10 seconds into the video before I shouted at the screen and closed the browser window. What is this bollocks? Nerdtalgic claim that current cinematic offerings of monsters, be they on the big screen or small screen, are too similar.
A lot of the conceptual designer world is very stylistically incestuous. It is an area of artistic self-cannibalization. The monsters in A Quiet Place, Cloverfield, the Mutos from Godzilla, the creatures from The Host, and a bevy of other things that go bump in the night all share a common visual vocabulary.
Nerdtalgic provides examples to prove their point, and this is where the point falls flat. On screen they have, side by side, a monster from Love and Monsters, a skullcrawler from Skull Island, the Karathan from Aquaman, King Ghidorah, and a Hellboy demon. This is followed by a different medley of monsters, including a different Love and Monsters monster, Otachi from Pacific Rim, Clover from Cloverfield, another Hellboy demon, and the skullcrawler again. Ignoring the fact that out of 10 images Nerdtalgic uses the same 3 films, twice, there's the issue I initially got angry about. Nerdtalgic claim that modern movie monsters all look the same because of modern stylistic stagnation, then stick Ghidorah and a skullcrawler on screen. Ghidorah was designed in 1964! How can Nerdtalgic claim all movie monsters look the same, then use something that's nearly 70 years old? Worse, the skullcrawlers from Skull Island were in the original 1933 King Kong film. They're even bloody older. Even if you ignore the ages of the designs, just look at them. The skullcrawlers have similarities to Odachi, which has some similarities to Clover, but they don't look or act the same, or exist in the same environments. They are not the same. Nerdtalgic argue that too much sharing of ideas has resulted in too many similar monster designs. Nerdtalgic like to use a shed load of word salad in their video to make their point, either to confuse their audience or make themselves sound better, but too similar is the point they're making. They even go as far as to say,
If you have endless money and endless time and an endless amount of space to create, you're going to just shunt creativity out into a void of never stop working. However, if you have to create a drawing on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, pencil, and a little bit of paint, you're going to be doing something completely different.
This point is undermined by their own evidencing of copycat designs of the alien from Alien.
Has there been an army of xenomorph ripoffs since 1978? Yes, of course.
This also blows a hole in the point about old restrictions.
One of the things that separates movie monsters of older eras from the current one is that they were constructed using corporeal rubber suits. These constraints caused the artist to have to work harder to create compelling designs. Has there been an army of xenomorph ripoffs since 1978? Yes, of course.
They wrote this, they edited this, and no one noticed. Nerdtalgic are half-wits. Nerdtalgic claim modern monsters, even those made in the 30s and 60s, the half-wits,
Looked at as a whole, it is readily evident that these creatures are working off the same visual rubric.
they visualize this with
Every one of these creatures has long angular limbs, a bulbous or oddly shaped torso, a round or extended skull shape that splits into either a distended jaw or literally just opens up into a teeth-filled death flower killing machine.
This makes no sense because, of course, this makes no sense. If you use the visual rubric, otherwise known as categorization, that Nerdtalgic has presented here, then half the monsters they are using in their video don't fall into place. Ghidra and Skullcrawler don't. The Kraken doesn't. Smaug definitely doesn't. And Goji? Really? At the same time, monsters Nerdtalgic claims stand out from the crowd and make a footprint do fall into the categories as set out by them. Nerdtalgic are clearly idiots who are making videos about non-issues and disguising their idiocy with big old word salads.
Concept design groupthink, stylistically incestuous, common visual vocabulary, their contemporary brethren visual rubric. This modality of working breeds executions that don't necessarily have as iconic of a footprint, using corporeal rubber suits. He has an individualistic specificity to his work. These characters aren't as idiosyncratic. The shape languages on display, this is a pithy idiom, but
I praise the Omni viewer for his patience and tempered response. He also makes good points about the reuse of effective designs. I will also add that, yes, some designs do get reused, but that is bound to happen. Human imaginations only stretch so far, and it takes a particular event and/or intellect to provide a jumping off point for new designs. There are only so many Geigers and Lon Chaneys. However, that doesn't mean that a Ray Harryhausen dinosaur is going to be the same as a Spielberg dinosaur. Yes, there can be some crossing over of monster designs in films, but it isn't as bad as Nerdtalgic claim. My question is this: how badly is Nerdtalgic craving attention when they are trying to compare an interdimensional humanoid lizard plant with a titanic three-headed golden space dragon that breathes lightning? You've got more of a chance of comparing Ghidra to bloody Palpatine. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this has opened a few minds and enlightened a few souls. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, all the YouTube things. If you fancy some esoteric trinkets, I have an Etsy store where I sell lovecraftian jewellery, link in the description. Once again, thank you for watching.